traumatic experience. Sincerely, it could be like the form. But all the traumatic experiences where I don't get are for yielded good results. I want to believe that God's eyes has been on me like a hawk, saying,
You daughter of mine shall be battered by any stupendous traumatic experience.
But sincerely, that's how it's been. So, a little story time of a traumatic experience that I had that, as you did, good results. Personally, I am this kind of a person that I will never allow children cross the road themselves. I don't care if they're kids I know. I don't care if they're family or not. I don't care if they're like total strangers. As long as I'm walking past that road and I see you trying to cross and you're a child, I'm going to take you across. I don't care if I'm extremely late for a very important meeting. It doesn't matter. I am stopping and taking you across. So story. One day I just asked myself, like, babe, why is it that you're so impulsive about this very act? Like, it's in my subconscious. Like, even if I'm just taking a walk, there's sometimes you're taking a walk and you're just lost in thoughts. I'm not seeing anybody, but with my side eyes, if I just notice, or if my subconscious just takes cognizance of the fact that there's a child by the road that wants to cross, like, I just go straight and hold their hands, like, do you want to cross? Do you want to cross? Then I take them across. So I sat down and I thought about it and I remembered something that happened to me as a child. So as a child, I got into secondary school quite early. Though for my time, because now I don't think 9 years old is too early to get into secondary school. I got into secondary school and my dad, God bless his soul, decided that I should, come home myself from school. Naturally, he would drop me off in the morning, drop all of us off in our various schools. And in the afternoon, he wanted me to come home myself, all the way from Ikeja to Ifako. My mom didn't like the idea, but of course he had the final say and, had to come home myself. And it was cool for me. I love adventures, so I didn't mind, and I was able to do it. I came back home on my own, safe and sound. And after a while, I don't know who came up with the idea. I'm sure it was my dad. He decided that apart from coming home by myself, that I should also stop by my younger siblings' primary school to pick them up and bring them home. Can you imagine? A 9-year-old coming home herself all the way from Ikeja down to college. If you're in Lagos, that's when you understand me. I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know anything about miles and distance. Like, I don't know how to explain in miles. I just know that I'll come home by myself and I'll still, stop by at Ogba to pick up my siblings before coming home with them to college. So I'm a smart kid, and hey, as I said, I love adventures, so I didn't mind. I would stop by, pick them up, and bring them back. And coming home, we had just one road to cross, and it wasn't such a big road. Not now, though. Now that road, College Road, is a big expressway with 2 lanes and all of that. Back then, it was just a 1 lane small road. But you still had to cross it because it was tarred, motorable, cars were going through and through. So I would come from Ikeja, drop at Ogba, from their school down to the bus stop. I would walk. We didn't have to cross, get into the garage, board the bus, and drop at maternity bus stop and cross that one road. That was just the only road we had to cross. I was probably like 9 or 10. Can't remember if it was my first year or second year. And my younger sister was like 5 or 4, practically a baby. And I'll hold her on one hand and hold my brother on the other. We would cross. Like, there was never any issue until this fateful day. I don't know what happened that day. I cannot explain till now. I cannot explain what exactly happened. But I shall know that the motor shall jam us, but it was not like a serious stuff. Like, it didn't like hit us and give us like serious injuries. But it shall jam us small. We shall fall on the ground. My siblings didn't sustain any injuries. I think I was the only one that had like a very small, scratch, which I could hide with my uniform. So I begged my siblings not to tell my mom, which they didn't, but my mom still later found out. It's a small community now, people go young. And she was pissed, not because we had an accident, but because I didn't tell her, and I think they stopped me from going to pick them. Point is, I was traumatized and I didn't know. All these years of crossing random children on the road, it was because of a traumatic experience from childhood, and I did not even know. But, God is faithful. That experience could have resulted into anything. But look at me. I didn't become like fidgety when it came to crossing the road. I wasn't scared of cars, of roads, of expressways, nothing like that. Like, I would even embark on risky trips. Like, because a year later, I believe, because I was 11 and my brother joined me in secondary school, and we would come home together by ourselves, and we would abandon the normal route of, walking through the barracks, police barracks, all the way to Ikeja bus stop to board, a bus going to our house. We would go through PWD and walk the train track. That was risky enough because, hello, what about if a train is coming and all of that? And apart from that, we wouldn't just take the train track to bust out through some kona, we call it Nkoro, to catch a bus stop. We would climb that airport road bridge. That bridge that is like on a rock, something like that. I would look for pictures and like attach. We would climb that bridge to the top. My brother doesn't do that with me anyway. To the top, and there's this big express at the top of the bridge, and we would cross and start running down the bridge on the other side, like very risky stuff. I wasn't fidgety about crossing the road, but somewhere in my mind, I was traumatized, such that I would never let a child cross the road on their own. God is faithful. This is one experience that I can talk about because it's on a lighter note. There are other experiences that I obviously can't talk about because they're private. Experiences that were supposed to batter me, that were supposed to damage my mental health. And on this side, of the world, in Nigeria, nothing like say you go to see going to see a therapist. You can't just like wake up and say I want to book a session with a counselor or with a therapist or something like that. But God helped me such that none of these experiences battered me or damaged me mentally. Rather, they all yielded positive results in my life, built in me a mature woman, equipped for any situation. I want to use this opportunity to speak to anyone that is going through any traumatic experience that is having one mental health issue or the other. God is healing you right now. All you have to do is let go and let Him. As long as you are His child, as long as you can trust on Him, as long as you can look to Him for help, He is healing you. Remember, all things, not some, not one, all things work out together for good to them that love God and are called according to His purpose. That situation that you thought is going to mar you for life is working for your good. It has just equipped you in the name of Jesus, and you are healed from every battery to your mind, every battery to your soul that experience must have cost you. You're healed now in the name of Jesus. Continue to let go and let Him. Much love. You're not alone. God is with you. I love you. Yeah, Jason. Here.